Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and y'all, Stephen A. Smith is known for being histrionic about sports, but this monologue here shows everything wrong with the Democrat Party, and it really shows that the veil of the media is breaking, and he hits an absolute home run here. Let's dive in.
He improved his numbers in every demographic imaginable. Blacks, Hispanics, women. He beat you. And the American people spoke, and they spoke flagrantly. And from that moment forward, I'm like, damn all of that. We're going to support the fact that he won the presidency. And I'm going to tell you where I'm at with it. And that doesn't mean I'm going to become some registered Republican, because I still find them a bit shaky. But when I see Attorney Bragg in New York trying to convince the judge and the courts to treat Donald Trump as if he's deceased, as if he has died, just to make sure that your convictions on those 34 felony accounts remains a part of the record, it just shows another level of patheticness, if that is such a word, that creeps in. Once again, you can't let it go. He is the president-elect of the United States of America. In January 20th, he is going to be the president of the United States. And you want to sit up here and waste taxpayer dollars and literally go before the courts to do everything you can to make his conviction a matter of record, knowing he ain't going to get any jail time. You're not going to be able to incarcerate him. You're not going to be able to fine him. Sir, it's over. It's over. Democrats, it's over. It's over. I'm going to say this before and I'll say it again. You know what I would do if I were Joe Biden, President Joe Biden? Especially since I basically gave the Democratic Party the finger because you kept saying, we follow the rule of law, we follow the rule of law, we follow the rule of law. And then you went and you circumvented all of that to get to pardon your son Hunter. Since you were willing to do that, if I was President Joe Biden, I would pardon Donald Trump. I'm going to say it again. I would pardon Donald Trump for one reason and one reason only: to move the hell on. Enough's enough. Enough's enough. You tried to get him if you Nancy Pelosi. You tried to get him if you Chuck Schumer. You tried to get him if you were the Dems in the Senate and the House. You tried to get him if you were the FBI. You tried to get him if you were the Department of Justice. You tried to get him. I mean, damn. Russian collusion. What happened? See, we keep talking and talking and talking. And all we see at the end of the day is that you inconvenience Donald Trump and you cause them headaches. Probably forced him to take a few doses of Motrin or Tylenol. That's all you did. You ain't doing anything else to him. He is back in the White House next month. All that shit y'all did, all the stuff you pulled, you had your surrogates out there, your pundits out there, you engaged in lawfare. You did everything. And you convinced the American people, yo, his ass belongs in jail. And where you going instead? Back to the White House.
Yo, I'm not a huge fan of Stephen A. Smith on the sports side, although I do enjoy it whenever the Cowboys lose. That is a meme every single time. And how he trolls them, that's pretty darn funny. But I can't really talk as a Falcons fan. We don't really have much to stand on. But the reality is, Stephen A. Smith has been wanting to break into politics slowly for the past about year and a half now, and his producers keep on telling him, no, shut up, toe the line, do what your overlords at Disney want you to do, because ESPN is owned by ABC, ABC is owned by Disney, Disney has a huge stake in ESPN. And by the way, ESPN Plus and Disney Plus, not gonna lie, around the Christmas time of year, not a bad idea for a bundle, but they're not paying me to say that, unfortunately. Not that there's anything worth seeing on Disney Plus anymore anyways, because you've probably already seen it. But that's not the important part. The important part is Stephen A. Smith is starting to branch out into new areas, and he's finally free to speak his mind. And his mind is, he's looking left, he's looking right. He doesn't really want to like Trump, but he knows he can't like Joe Biden. He knows that Joe Biden's full of corruption, tried to pardon his own son for unspecified crimes. There was the felony charge on lying on your on trying to on an application for applying for a gun. But that's not something that you really want to have a felon. You really want to pardon anyone for. That's kind of weird, isn't it? He pardons his own son from crimes from anything from 2014 to the present. What happened in 2014? The CIA had a coup in Ukraine. Hunter Biden magically becomes an executive on this brand new oil board for this new oil company that didn't exist the year before, and he funneled money back to the big guy that is Joe Biden. So yeah, that's why he really got pardoned. And so Stephen A. Smith is seeing through all of this. He's looking at the ridiculousness, and he's trying to tell the Democrats, listen, I've been in your camp for a while, but y'all aren't listening, y'all aren't adapting, y'all don't understand what's happening. Mainly because there's been a media conglomerate that's designed to lie to people, but that's not the important part here. The important part is Stephen A. Smith is just making the basic argument of why Trump won, why he deserved to win, and why America kind of needs to get behind him. And finally, I want to end with this great idea. The idea of Joe Biden pardoning Donald Trump. First off, that would send off a tsunami of just heads exploding in the Democrat Party because, again, they've been just priming them and their voters for hating anything that the GOP ever does. And if you say something nice about them, all of a sudden the kettle pops and the lid goes off. Okay, it's not just boiling water anymore. You created your own little bottle rocket there in the kitchen because you've been boiling the water for too long. Congratulations, you played yourself. And so that whole idea, while it would, under a normal set of circumstances, it would sort of wipe the slate clean. Joe Biden, even though he's, according to certain internal reports, according to James O'Keefe, this dude is near the grave. And we've joked about this for a while, but no, it's possible that this dude gets put in hospice care, and Jimmy Carter might outlive him. That's how bad it is, according to James O'Keefe. So take that with a grain of salt, if you will. But Joe Biden pardoning Donald Trump would be kind of funny, but it would be an attempt to say, hey, there's been things that have been unfair to you. I think it's in the same category as my son. Let's wipe the slate clean. Let's start all over. That would be great for unity if the Democrats were really caring about that idea at all. Because unity to them means you shutting up and going along with their ideas and what their policies and what they really want to see out of America, which is ultimately a giant nanny state where you're taken care of, even though it's been proven time and time again in America that a welfare state doesn't work. But that is a history lesson, and what Stephen A. Smith is really simply saying is the Democrats have lost the plot. And I think you know it, I know it, and the American people definitely know it, and the only people who seem like they don't understand are rich white liberals, their kids, and a handful of black voters. And the reason I bring up black voters is because Stephen A. Smith is black. His favorite fans are going to be black. The people that he hangs out with, black. The party of black voters has been mostly Democrat, but that's been changing because the internet has now given people the opportunity to look at the media narrative, scratch their heads and go, this doesn't add up, because the media is saying that in this case, 2 and 2 equals 5, when the normal person knows 2 and 2 always equals 4. So Stephen A. Smith is starting to sound the alarm for the Democrats, and I kind of hope they never hear him, because these folks don't understand how they lost, why they lost, and need to continue to really just stew in those juices until one day they finally realize that you can't let millions of people cross the border unvetted, that you can't keep throwing money at every single problem, and you can't lie to the American people and ignore the inflation issues that got worse under the Biden administration. The American people just won't stand for it anymore, and that's what Stephen A. Smith is ultimately saying right here. And you know what, Stephen? You have made a fan out of me. Thank you for speaking truth to power. Maybe your overlords at Disney will finally start realizing that the message doesn't send anymore. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And until then, y'all have a good one.